All right, we're now live streaming on our YouTube channel, DCI Education Group. We're going to prepare to go back in and pick up where we left off yesterday. I did not get the chance to pick up on 42. When I got ready to do it, my keypad just was not working well. And so as you look on the YouTube, you'll see that my words are kind of spaced out because I just probably need a new keypad at this point. But either way, I ran out of time. So let's jump right into it. This is going to be part two of our prep for facials, makeup, and hair removal. Let's jump right in at 42. And we're going to progressively just continue to get as far as we can within this time frame. So let's see what we got. Okay. Letting someone in. Hold on one moment. All right. So we have about three, there's about 3 to 5 just formal, maybe about 5 state board prep study guides. Okay. So this is one of them. Even though it covers the lesson we just finished, facial, hair removal, we're going into makeup. It's gonna it's one of those study guides that's built around that exam. So I really want you to, if I'm saying state board prep, hey, that's what I really need to hone in on. Okay. And of course, I'm always available for questions. You'll always have these reviews available via YouTube. So just remember that all access to, and I may start just taking it and putting in the group so you'll just know, so you don't forget it. All right. So you don't forget it. Okay. Looking at 42, let me pull up. When using hard wax to remove hair from the lip, what is the most common application direction for the warmed wax? Okay. When using hard wax to remove hair from the lip, what is the most common application direction for, right? When using hard wax to remove hair from the lip, what's the most common direction for the warm wax? You have with the hair growth, straight up, opposite hair growth, down and around. All right. Hair on the lip. How are we removing it? A, with the direction of hair growth. With the direction of hair growth. Okay. You're going to remove it with the direction of hair growth. So if the hair is going over to the right, you're going to apply it going over to the right. If the other half of the face, the hair is going over to the left, you're going to apply it going over to the left. You're going to find this on page 758. Hold on one moment. Okay. Mom, hey, go ahead and go. I'm gonna come up there as soon as possible, okay? And we'll figure it out from there. We'll get you something good to eat, okay? Okay. Miss Michelle, go ahead and ask them if they could just go ahead and take her. I will call the facility and see what we could do from there.
Okay.
Okay. Thank y'all so
They
much.
they have her on the stretcher, but yeah, she's not in a good mood.
Yeah.
I don't like I said, I don't know what happened because she wasn't in a good mood with me
Oh,
either.
excuse me. Yeah.
Take her to that and she's gonna
Okay, y'all, I'm so sorry. I had I was taking a call and with my mom. That was the facility calling me. They're taking her to by ambulance. So I'm gonna get through with this, and then we're gonna move. It is probably non-emergency, so we're just gonna go ahead and finish. I just need to get some permissions. So if you saw the unmuted, but I was talking. That's what I was doing. Is just going over some procedures with them. All right. So 43. When using hard wax to remove hair from the lip, what is the alternative application direction for the warmed wax? When using hard wax to remove hair from the lip, what is the alternative application direction? So what they're saying is, I know you usually go with the direction of hair growth, but what is the alternative application direction for the warmed wax? All right, I can't hear you.
Is it C?
It is C. Opposite hair growth followed by a figure eight pattern. You are absolutely correct. A figure eight pattern is going to pick up everything that is left over. So opposite hair growth followed by a figure eight pattern. All right. So 43 is C. 44, let me put that on here. And blank, also known as a facial treatment, is a professional skin treatment that improves the condition and appearance of the skin. A blank, professional skin treatment. Okay, what do you guys think? Facial, mask, exfoliation, or wrap? Also known as a facial treatment. Professional skin treatment that improves the condition and appearance of the skin. It's going to be a facial, guys. It's going to be a facial. Okay. The mask and exfoliation are part of a facial. A skin treatment is also a facial treatment is also a facial. 45. An important part of a facial treatment, we're talking about a facial, that determines skin type, condition, and the recommended treatment is the case study, skin analysis, stress test, or home treatment. What do you think?
B?
Is it B?
45 is B. You are absolutely correct. Skin analysis. Yes. Skin analysis. All right. Important part of the facial, it determines the key stem with skin type, condition, recommended treatment. 46, what term describes a condition that requires avoiding certain treatments, procedures, or products to prevent undesirable results? I call these red flags. What term describes a condition that requires avoiding? You ain't doing the treatment, you ain't doing a procedure, you can't use their product. If so, this what could happen that you ain't gonna like happen. Is it a case study, skin analysis, side effect, or contraindication?
A contraindication.
You are absolutely correct, Alex, for 400. There you go. 47. Clients who present skin abnormalities, open sores, or fever blisters should be referred to an podiatrist, physician, stylist, or esthetician.
Physician.
Yes, physician. Physician. Okay. 48. Any important observation or contraindication should be recorded blank in the client's record card in ink with a highlighter, in bold, in colored pen. 48. And this is one I didn't know that was on there. 48 is D, in colored pen, and you can find that on page 770. Okay, make a note. 770. 49, completed client intake forms, also intake forms of client consultation forms, and service record cards may contain blank information about the client and must be kept in a secured room or cabinet. Important, private, helpful, or false. 49. Now, if the client information got to be kept in a secure room, cabinet,
Private.
private, you're absolutely right. 50, when giving facials, blank in the presence of your clients as much as possible. Test your equipment, perform your disinfection procedures, review your salon manual, or discuss the salon's customer's record. When giving facials, blank in the presence of your clients as much as possible. 50, if they would have had wash hands, clean hands, that would be correct too. It's disinfection procedures. What's happening? You are ensuring to them that you know your infection control procedures, because some people are iffy about people touching their face, intimate areas. So they want to know that you wash your hands, that you're clean. So basically saying show in front of the clients how, how aware you are of disinfection procedures. 51, cosmetologists should avoid wearing jewelry on the hands or arms while administering facial treatments because rings and bracelets may blank the client, accidentally injure, distract, unintentionally intimidate, or offend. 51, okay? Accidentally injure.
A.
Yeah, you guys are right. Accidentally injure, okay? To scrape or cut the client. 52, during an analysis procedure, cleansing milk is applied to the skin using analysis procedure. Cleansing milk is like a cleanser, so light cleanser is applied to the skin using, we don't go down. Round strong movements has too much pressure in the beginning. This is just a cleansing. Outward movement takes the skin away from the bone. So we'll go upward, circular movement. So 52 is C. 53, when removing cleanser in the eye area, move outward on the upper lid and inward on the lower lid, Okay, so you're gonna outward on the top, inward on the lower. That's on page 50. That's on page 772. 54, what tool provides a magnifying lens surrounded by a circular light, providing a well-lit enlarged view of the skin? What tool provides a magnifying lens surrounded by a circular light, providing a well-lit enlarged view of the skin? Fluorescent lamp, magnifying lamp.
Magnifying lamp.
54 is B, magnifying lamp. You are absolutely correct. 55, oily or dry conditions of skin that cannot be permanently changed, only improve with treatments, are determined by the skin blank. Texture, scrubbing, analysis, type. Oily or dry conditions of the skin that cannot be permanently changed, only improve with treatments, are determined by the skin type. Okay. based on the skin type is what we're able to do with the skin. 56, the amount of sebum, sebum is oil, produced by the sebaceous glands, okay, determines the size of the pores. Remember this, y'all, 56. The more oil that is produced, the larger the pores. So if someone has oily skin, they probably have large pores. And here's the thing, larger pores, that's a larger opening for the oil, sweat, and dirt to sit in, which is a breeding ground for bacteria, blackheads, whiteheads. Now we have something called papules, pimples, and it just gets bigger from there. All right. And so the objective is we want to minimize the client's pores and reduce the oil production. Okay. We still want to moisturize, but we want to reduce the oil production so there's no extra being produced. And then we want to minimize the client's pores, because when you minimize the client's pores, their skin begins to tighten, okay? And you begin to see a smooth surface on the skin instead of actually seeing prickled pores on the skin, all right? And some people will say crater looking, or something of that nature. So we want to minimize the skin is smoother when the pores are smaller. All right. 56. Okay, that's 57. 57. Obvious pores on the surface of the skin indicate when you can see the pores. I just said it. When you see you can see the pore openings. You can see them. They ungrew. They're big. You probably have what skin?
Oily.
Oily. There you go. Okay. 58. The term blank means lack of lipids. Okay. Lipids. And describes skin that does not produce enough sebum, indicated by the absence of visible pores. The term blank means lack of lipids. That's lipids, another name for oil. Okay. 58. Lack of lipids. You have alipids. Alipid. Okay. Which is a lack of lipids. It says here, and describes skin that does not produce enough sebum. Okay, so skin that doesn't produce enough sebum could be categorized as dry skin. Okay. All right, so we want to make sure that we start connecting the dots. Okay. There are multiple terms that mean the same thing. This is why it's important for us to learn our terminology. 59. What type of skin appears shiny or greasy from clogged, dead cells in the follicle? We on the same type of skin. What have we been seeing? Dehydrated, acid, oily, or combination? What type of skin appears shiny and greasy from clogged?
Oily.
There we go. 60. Which term describes follicles impacted with solidified sebum and dead cell buildup, also known as blackheads? Okay. Now, here's a fact. You got blackheads, okay? Because you can see them. We all know that blackheads are comedones, whiteheads are comedones. But when you can see them, they're called what? Regular comedones, open comedone, closed comedones, or just acne? Open. They've been there long. They've been there a while. Open comedones. So blackheads are called open comedones. That means whiteheads. Okay. Whiteheads Also, in the family of milia, are mostly we look at it as underneath the skin, or you can see the bump, but you can't see anything produced on the top. Those are called closed comedones. You got to get that out as soon as possible because it can sit trapped under the skin and cause pimples and acne and things of that nature. So you're talking 61. If 60 is open comedones, 61 is C, closed comedones. All right. So there's a lot of different things going on with the skin. Like I just stated, the term milia, MILIA, it's like when you actually see the little tiny bumps, you don't see anything come to a head yet. It is a comedone because of what we know what's in there, but it has not come all the way up to the head, or it has not oxidized, which means it's underneath and it's probably white. Okay, that's where the term whitehead comes from. All right. If it's black or brown, it's been there for a long time. All right. The black and brown ones need to be removed first because they've been there the longest. The longer they sit, the more comfortable they get, which means that pore stretches in size and starts to sit there. The ultimate goal, we want that pore to tighten up. So we got to get that out as soon as possible so that pore can shrink back down. When it comes to closed comedones, and then we talk about milia, MILIA, you would just stick your extraction pen at that bump area once the skin has softened, and you'll see the white waste product come up, or you'll squeeze and you'll see it come up. And so that's important as well, to make sure you have a smooth surface. So even those individuals, those young guys and young girls who are going through puberty, they may start to see milia first before you start, and you may start to see comedones, whiteheads, blackheads, before you actually start to see pimples and breakouts. And I don't want anybody to think that pimples and breakouts is normal. It got to be like that. No, teach them now at 10, 11, 12, not 8, 9, 10, whatever the age is, how to properly clean their face, have an emphasis on hygiene. So when they do go through puberty, it's a smooth ride. What comes up, they know how to fix it. Okay. It doesn't sit for a while. So all of that can be controlled. It's also by what they eat. So reduce the color red, reduce anything that's inflammatory, such as Takis, all that good stuff, red sodas, red drinks, any kind of colored drinks and flavors, artificial sugars, all of that. Reducing all of that during puberty allows them also to go through with a really smooth, no issue, no hassle type skin. Okay. 62. The difference between open and closed comedone is the size of the follicle opening, called the comedone follicle pore ostrium. 62. Okay. 62 is going to be ostrium, found on page 773. So we didn't know that one. Make sure you find it on 77.3. The difference between open and closed comedones is the size of the follicle opening. So it doesn't mean the follicle itself, it's the size of the opening. Okay. And the opening is called ostrium. 63. Well, here's the thing about 62, really understanding the question. This will be one that probably would have been missed on that exam, but make sure you read the question and you know what the question is asking. It's asking about the follicle opening, okay? Not the pore itself, the overall pore of the follicle. 63, the cosmetologist must receive blank instruction in order to properly perform extraction of clogged pores and comedones, okay? Must receive ongoing instruction, hands-on instruction, theoretical instruction, remedial, okay? 63 is going to be hands-on. We got to get some hands-on action if we're going to talk about removing extractions. 64, The blank is considered a skin type because the tendency to develop this condition is hereditary. Okay. It's considered a skin type, but let me tell you, it is not a skin type. All right. Acne, rosacea, wrinkled or mottled skin. Okay. People may consider it a skin type. Acne, because they said it may be hereditary. All right. But remember, acne is not a skin type, it is a skin condition, a disorder. It can flow into a disorder from different levels of acne, cystic acne. There are 4 major grades of acne that a cosmetologist or esthetician will travel and learn about. Grade 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D. And other forms of acne are pretty much performed and evaluated by a dermatologist. Okay. 65. Acne bacteria cannot survive in the presence of oxygen and therefore are blank, pustule, solidified, allopidic, anaerobic. What that is, okay? That's a term. If we don't know it, we look it up. I'm gonna have to say that, and actually, it is anaerobic. Okay, so put a stamp on 65 for us to research that term, and also eczema on the flashcards. Okay, we can look for this term for definition. All right. Sometimes you have to do a process of elimination. We learned that allopidic is an lack of oil. Okay. Solidified is what we will see as a byproduct. It's actually the blackhead, whitehead. We've used that term solidified. Okay. Impacted follicles is something that has been solidified. The oil, sweat, and dirt has solidified inside of a follicle. And then a pustule is a pimple with pus. Okay. So it states acne bacteria cannot survive in the presence of oxygen and therefore are anaerobic. This is what I want to say also. When you see individuals getting facials and they say they're getting oxygen bubble, they may call it oxygenated facial. You find face masks that are oxygen based. All of that has like a revamp to the skin. Okay. It has a revamp to the skin. What that simply means, they're talking about this one sentence. If oxygen is available, it can get rid of that bacteria that would cause acne. So it cannot survive. All right. Also, when you see individuals say they go into oxygen chambers every month or every quarter, pretty much that is the new thing. It's been around, but it's more, people talk about it more now, paying thousands of dollars every month or whatever to every quarter to go into these oxygen chambers. What it does, it helps reset the organs. It also helps with the skin. Basically, it's you playing against your clock, and they're trying to live longer and improve themselves and heal themselves from cancer and different diseases and things of that nature. So those are the treatments that cost like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. All right. I heard of a couple paying $60,000 each, going over to Australia twice a year to be in the oxygenated chambers. All right. And really, so they're resetting their bodies. All right. So they're supposed to be, looking 60, 70 and whatever goes on with 60 and 70 years old, but they don't. All right. Because they just almost, I don't want to say playing God, but, playing on it. But going into those oxygenated chambers and it's resetting their body, resetting their organs, things of that nature, that improves the lives of the organs so they can live and work better. Pimples that have a pus head are called papules, sebum, pustules, or comedones. Pimple with pus. That's an easy one. 66 is C. Pustule. Okay. Papule is a pimple with no pus. Pustule, pimple with pus. 67. What term describes dark blotches of color on the skin caused by sun exposure or hormone imbalance? What term describes dark blotches of color on the skin caused by sun exposure or hormone imbalance? Okay. Dehydration, hyperpigmentation, hypertrichosis, albinism. What term describes dark blotches of color on the skin caused by sun exposure or hormone imbalance?
Hyperpigmentation.
67 is going to be, yes, correct, hyperpigmentation. All right. Dark blotches of color on the skin caused by sun exposure or hormone imbalance. 68. Which term describes rosacea, conditions that dilated surface blood vessels? Okay. Surface blood vessels. And let me tell you, when we talk about blood vessels, I can't pronounce this word, but I'm going to do a pronunciation. I think it's Tangolese. Every time I get to this word, I have a tongue tie, but it is Telangiectasias. 68. Okay. Make sure we highlight that. And that's the term that describes rosacea conditions, dilated surface blood vessels. So what this means, rosacea, we talked about yesterday already being that sensitivity area. Okay. Redness, irritation from a lot of touching, conditions with dilated blood vessels. So you see more redness on the skin, especially in the face. Really, really red and really, really sensitive. Okay. And you possibly can see those vessels, imprint, not so much imprint, but you can see like a trace of those vessels on the skin. I don't want to use the term imprint, but you can see the trace of the vessels on the skin. Okay. 69, treatments that produce heat or stimulate the skin should be avoided for clients of which skin condition? Rosacea, pigmentation, gamage attention. Let me tell you now, what have we just got through talking about? Rosacea. Okay. Treatments that produce heat and stimulate the skin, which means touch. You want to avoid for these clients rosacea. Remember, heat causes sensitivity, causes inflammation, maybe burning, sensating, and then touch is very irritating to the skin. Can you imagine this person who has sensitivity and it just feels like their skin is on fire and you haven't really done anything? It just feels like it's so uncomfortable. They cannot move from their skin. So I don't wish rosacea on nobody. Okay. So rosacea. 70. What skin conditions contain areas of hyperpigmentation? Wrinkled areas, including areas not in the normal facial expression, and sagging skin from damage to elastic fibers due to chronic and frequent exposure to the sun over the client's lifetime. Aging skin, sun damaged skin, hyperpigmented skin, or acne. Let's look at it. Hyperpigmentation, wrinkled areas, not in the normal facial expression. and sagging skin from damage to elastin fibers due to chronic and frequent exposure to the sun.
Is it B, sun damaged skin?
You are right. Yes. Okay. This is what you can take this one question and sell sunscreen to everybody. This is why everybody must have sunscreen, because sunscreen, sun protection is needed for every skin type, every person of color and non-color, every person on the earth. All right. Sun damage can cause hyperpigmentation. Now you have the melanin. Those UV rays are going deep enough into the skin to have your melanin crawl together and move together like dark spots. Okay. If we have to have sunglasses, you need to also protect them same rays on your skin. So this is why some individuals in the hotter months between 12 and 3, they don't go outside because that's the hottest time of the day. Okay. Also, for those individuals that don't have any melanin, from albino all the way down, the lighter you are, the more severe your sunburn is going to be. Those individuals who are pigmented, you got Asians, you have Hispanics, you have the Spaniards, Africans, Indians, so on, so on, so on. Those are people of color. People of color can get sunburn also. That's why sunblock is universal. It protects the rays. You can get sunburn also. Okay. Maybe not as bad as those without melanin, but you can get sunburn also. So this number 70 can happen to anybody. Hyperpigmentation, wrinkled areas. Now we're talking about aging starting to set in. Don't you know how hard it is to reduce wrinkles once they get in there? All right. Areas not in normal facial expression. That means you have a sitting face and we can see your wrinkles. A non-normal facial expression. Most time people can see wrinkles when they just laugh or when they squint or when they move in their face. But when you just sitting there, the wrinkles are sitting in. You're not doing anything. They're sitting in. They've been there a while. The skin is damaged. And sagging skin, that means the elastic fiber, the skin is like a rubber band also. You should be able to pinch it and it goes back to where it's supposed to be. This is why sometimes people get facelift to tighten loose skin. After they lose weight, they've lost a lot of, they go in for skin surgery to tighten or remove skin. That elastin fiber is damaged. Once it's damaged, you're going to have to remove it, do nip and tuck or do something, because if we haven't used creams and things like that to help repair it, there's nothing else we could do but remove it. Sun damaged skin. Okay. And people have this, neck, back, chest, arms, all over the body, face. Okay. 71. Blank are non-foaming lotion cleansers designed to cleanse dry and sensitive skin types and to remove makeup. I'm going to go to 75 today. I'm going to go to 70. We're going to go to 75 today and try to catch up a little bit this evening. I don't have a class. I have a class at 1 o'clock, and a skincare class at 1 o'clock. And then I have instructor class at 5:30. I don't know if I'm recording anything yet, but we're going to go to 75 and then we'll pick back up on tomorrow. I think I have enough time to do something. 71. Blank are non-foaming lotion cleansers designed to cleanse dry and sensitive skin types and to remove makeup. Remember when I mentioned lotion cleansers earlier, I said they usually do that. Lotion type of cleansers usually used in the beginning of a facial. All right. And so here is a question that says designed to cleanse dry and sensitive types and to remove makeup. So again, solidifying beginning of a facial. So blank are non-foaming, soap, cleansing milk, moisturizing cleansers, medicated cleansers. So 71 is going to be cleansing milks. And you may say, I'm not getting anything from this. It seems a little light, but yeah, it's working. I have an oat milk cleanser from a major product line, and it does not foam, does not give you anything, but it's a great remover, especially of makeup that's in the pores. Use it at night. Mainly I use it at night. 72, blank are cleansers containing surfactants that cause the product to foam and rinse off easily. Blank are cleansers containing surfactants that cause the product to foam and rinse off easily. Is it soap, cleansing milks, moisturizing cleansers, foaming cleansers? Blank are cleansers containing surfactants that cause the product to foam and rinse off easy. And 72 is D. Foam, 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 foam cleansers, all right? 73, foaming cleansers that wash off easily contain a detergent that is also known as astringent, enzyme, tonic, or surfactant, okay? A detergent in every use is talking about a surfactant. 74, products that are designed to rebalance. They're called acid balance, rebalance the pH, and remove remnants of cleanser from the skin are known as disinfectants, surfactants, toners, exfoliants. Designed to rebalance, balance the pH of the skin. As I'm doing this facial, I need to balance the pH of the skin. What is that one product we use consistently to bring this? There we go, toner. 75, the process of removing dead cells from the surface of the skin, removing, scrubbing, modelage, exfoliation, superficial. We remove dead skin cells, exfoliation, okay? I don't want you to be confused with scrubbing and exfoliation, all right? Scrubbing is use of an electrotherapy scrubber. Got it? The scrubber, the handheld scrubber that goes against the skin, and you can see, you know, it just goes against, and then it's like a radio wave that pushes whatever's in the pore up to the surface. That's scrubbing. Exfoliation is the technical term for removing dead cells from the surface of the skin. And there are multiple types of exfoliation. All right. We learned last week that there's manual, mechanical, chemical. Okay. And so we'll pick back up. I'm going to send a reference. Mainly, I'm doing a lot here, but I do have to take care of something with my mom. But we went to 75 today. We're going to finish this by tomorrow. So even if I got to come back in, if it's late, I'm going to have to use another computer, do 25. But we're definitely going to finish. Lock in for tomorrow to be in for the long haul, the full time, because we have to finish this tomorrow. Okay. Y'all have a blessed and amazing day. If you need me, like I said, I'll be back at my computer, whether in the facility or here. I don't know if I'm going to be going to the emergency room or not. I don't know yet, but I will let you know. Y'all have a blessed and amazing day. You can reach me at any time. You guys can reach me via